All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. Welcome, welcome. Tonight is our February Code Jam live stream. So glad you could join us. My name is Tiffany Hall. I'm an alumni of TripleTen Software Engineering Program. I'm a full stack engineer and a product owner at Scholastic Inc., the world's largest publisher of children's books and a powerhouse in the digital education space also. Tonight, I get to do one of my favorite things, which is to be a host of the code jams that we have here at TripleTen. I'm so glad to see that so many of you could join us watching tonight on the live stream, but then also that we were able to have so many of our participants here to join us too. One of the things that I love most about Code Jams and Code Puddings is that it really does do an amazing job at uniting all of our students from all over the country. So this is one of my favorites. If you're new and you're like not sure what a code jam is, I could go ahead and walk you through that. So, a code jam is a friendly competition. It's much less cutthroat than Survivor, but it's a friendly competition that occurs for our students during their normal coursework. They're super short, 4 or 5 days only, where we get the group of students together, they jam out a bunch of code to meet the prompt that we've given them. There are prizes for obviously our best project as well as audience favorites, but mostly all of the developers are just participating for the one thing that they really want, which is to have a clean PR go through the first time with no pushbacks from. Okay, so let's talk about our code jam tonight. Our code jam tonight is two parts. We have the coding part and the presentation part. So last week, our participants were divided into two teams of the of each of four developers, and were given a challenge to create a website or application that can help people prepare or celebrate the Valentine's Day. And I have personally put off Mr. Hall, so I'm hoping that some of these are going to come through from me, so that way I'm not in the doghouse for Valentine's Day. So fingers crossed there. All right, let's see what our teams have come up with in the 5 days that they have had for their projects. They're going to show off their projects to all of you guys first, and then next week, our judges are going to be reviewing them. They will evaluate both the code and the presentation. All of our results will be posted on Discord and socials on February 26th. All of the students who are watching here can vote for their favorite project in the next week in the Discord channel. And if you're not a student of ours just yet, you can vote in the live chat thing down below. So then that way we can make sure we have our audience favorite. The audience award winner also gets special prizes from TripleTen. So make sure you vote for your favorite. Okay, so now it's time for my favorite part where we get to see what these teams have been working on for the last 5 days. So let's wish them all good luck. We've got 3 teams tonight, so we're going to just jump right in. The first team that we have with us tonight is Lovers Slow Jams. The names are always the best. And that team consists of Jimmick Tang, Jake Glanz, Anthony Lynn, and Stanley Garrett. Take it away, Lovers Slow Jams.
Oh, thank you. There's only two of us, so but
That's
I could
okay.
basically summarize everything and Jamie could help me out. So I'm gonna share my screen. All right, cool. All right. Hey everyone. My name is Stanley and I am a speaker for our group Lovers Slow Jams. Today I am excited to introduce you to the team's self-titled Lovers Slow Jams web application designed to help couples plan a perfect date night. What is Lovers Slow Jams? It's an ultimate date night companion uh, featuring a curated Spotify playlist, restaurant recommendations, romantic places to visit, and a footer and an about section, which is basically our brand's mission. So a little bit about the page to go through a lot of its features. It's a smooth, interactive user interface for effortless planning experience. It runs on HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and is optimized with Webpack and Babel for top performance. Uh, the team communicated through Discord chats, utilized GitHub branches before pushing to the main for efficiency and cohesion. It was a little bit tricky at first, but um, we managed to work it out. Uh, so I took part in designing the header and homepage, which features hover effects on the nav, and also it links to each section as well. Animations on a header title, various fonts, which I took from googlefonts.com, and animation on the heart symbols, which acts as a header footer as well. And this section, which was done by Anthony, is I believe this was utilized with JavaScript and Webpack. And the cool thing about this page is that not only does it just show you the actual place, but it also takes you to the website. So you can look at the menu and then also look at where it's located so you could plan accordingly with your special someone. And then also this page was done by Jamik, and he could further tell you what he did and his process. So I'm gonna pass it to Jamik.
Uh, Hello, everyone. My name is Jamik. In this project, I was working on places to visit on Valentine's Day in Charleston, in my city. So at the heart of this project is an interactive experience where user can explore a beautiful destination for Valentine's Day, such as Folly Beach. Folly Beach, Charleston is the weather is always nice. So on Valentine's Days, everybody can go to the beach. Okay, and then a waterfront park in Charleston Harbor and Angel Oak Tree. To enhance the browsing experience, I implemented a dynamic car layout, allowing user to switch horizontal and vertical view with a simple button click. Plus, clicking on an image opens the model, giving closer closer look closer closer look at each spot. So these features combine interactivity, responsive designers, and user engagement, making Valentine's Day seamless and enjoyable. Yes, so that is a responsiveness. And the websites look amazing. That's my favorite website. I love it very much. And so that's all my contribution to this project. Now I will hand over to Anthony.
Well, fortunately, Anthony couldn't make it, but that's a
I'm here.
brief breakdown of
He's right there.
our website.
Stanley.
Oh,
Anthony's here. Anthony's here.
oh, he is? Oh,
Yeah. And me too.
Sorry.
oh, I
I'm
didn't.
here, but you're in the restaurant part as well. Okay.
Cool.
Anthony, if you're talking, you're on mute, bud.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
All right. I was saying that you already went over the restaurant part, but just I want to include some things. When we first started the project, Stanley sent me a list of like 100 things, so I added everything into a JSON file, which includes the name of the restaurant, image of it, the website, and the Google Maps, which you saw, and then coordinates for like when the user logs in, it'll show them the nearest restaurant to them. So like you don't have to like travel across the US to get to the restaurant. That's it.
Nice. And JJ, would you explain how your process for creating the footer in the about section?
Sure. All right. So this project was a really a cool project to do. I haven't really done a big project like this in the program, so it's really, putting what I learned into perspective and using GitHub, using the VS Code. So my job was here to make the footer. So I used, a lot of CSS, like text align center and font sizes, and font style just to get, the fonts. I also linked each of our GitHub accounts as a link URL. So that way anyone who uses this website can look at the creators of this website. They can look at who's all the creators. They can reach out to um, appropriate users. It's a great way for networking. Um, Also, I included the copyright and that information. But mostly importantly, is that teamwork, building that trust within the four of us, as well as learning more, what we learned in this program. So that's something I really enjoyed.
That is our project.
All right, fantastic. Thank you guys so much. So let's talk about some nerdy little goodness for a minute. First question I want to know is about the stars that are floating up through the page. Who did those? How'd you do them? Those are amazing.
That was I created. So I was looking for floating heart, and I found it's a little difficult to implement the heart. Sometimes it's not working, and I know we only have a few days to work on. So yeah, I use ClipPad.
Nice. So so you took a shot on that one, trying to get it to work. So then let's talk about like this timeline, right? It's hard, especially because there's a great many of our students that are kind of at the beginning of the journeys, and at the beginning of the sprints and trying to work through them. So for you guys as a team, how did you feel you were able to break up that work into the short timeline?
It was a little bit tricky at first. Especially I'm only at sprint 5, so I don't know how to utilize Webpack yet or like fully JavaScript. So I relied on what I knew and then utilized AI to help out a little bit, especially with uh uh Git version control and stuff like that and utilizing that through command line. But we ended up just coming together and exchanging ideas back and forth and utilizing the Discord chat as well. That really helped us just coordinate easier and um and yeah, like just making sure like we're communicating back and forth so we don't mess up anything, especially code wise when pulling and pushing because code could get lost, which it had a couple times, but we ended up fixing it.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that brings up the things that a lot of people mention is the branching strategies. Did you guys use any branching strategies? Um, I, and give those a whirl? How'd that go for you?
Yeah, we created different branches and we would like kind of like push through like updates to those branches before even utilizing the main because we wanted to strategically do it. But I feel like we were still learning because we don't really remember all of the commands by heart because I was utilizing command line because it was a little bit quicker to
Yeah,
push from there instead of because I know you could also pull from the actual GitHub site.
you could.
Um, but I was utilizing command line and helping out uh you know from the so little that I knew.
Oh, I think it's sprint 6 when they take you to go and get them tattooed on your arm, all of the different commands for Git. So don't worry, you'll be ready for the next code jam. All right. Well, thank you guys so very much. Being one of the judges, I can't wait to go and see all the fun things that you guys put in there behind there, especially like those Google fonts and the hover effects. I always like to see how teams put those in. So really great work, especially again, 5 days is a short period of time. And I'm very much looking to listening to some slow jams to celebrate my Valentine's Day. All right, so that is our team lovers slow jams with Jay McTang, JJ Flamoody, Anthony Lynn, and Stanley Garrett. Thank y'all so much. We're going to move to our next team, which is the Arrows crew, and that is Anna Matos, John Ciordia, Devin Basagar, and then Jamari Boyd. Take it away, Arrows crew.
All right, let me share my screen. There it is. So Eros is a personality quiz that will give you personalized date ideas for your Valentine's Day based on what you select. Due to time constraints, we were only able to do one question at this time, but everything works. So this is the layout. So you select one of the pictures, hit submit, and then it will give you a full list of vacation, gift, and date ideas. If you ever need forget or you want a reminder, you can click here, enter your phone number, and ideally we would send you a personalized text message right before Valentine's Day. I created most of the HTML and CSS designs with the help of John, and then John and Angel. I don't know which one's Angel, but he did most of the JavaScript. The hardest part for this project was making the radio buttons work as images and getting their value system to work. Just because we didn't have a ton of time to work on it, I created the entire Figma project to show you what it would look like in the future with more refinement. So this would be your question section, results, and then eventually we would have this instead of that little cute bubble, we would have don't shoot the messenger where you can put your phone number in. And then I'm going to have John explain the JavaScript a little bit more.
Hey everybody. So the JavaScript in our project is pretty simple. I just want to pull it up here. So yeah, so basically we kept it JavaScript because a couple of us on the team were further along in the sprints than a couple, the other two. So I didn't want to do anything too wacky, too out of the ordinary, where they'd be looking at it and be like, "Hey, what does any of this mean?" But we basically used, I mean, just pulling from the DOM using the query selectors, um, and then writing a couple of functions to store the quiz results that Anna wrote up as variables and show them upon kind of form submission. Originally, I did try out a SMS API, but had some issues with that. It actually turns out the issue was not anything that we did, so I'm happy about that. Like it would have worked if their servers were set up right, um, but yeah, and then basic click event listeners, and then the turning the images into radio buttons was a new piece of CSS that I learned, kind of a new format to it to actually like you put them together and hide one, and it's interesting. I liked doing that, even though I'm further in the program. I still learn new stuff doing stuff like this. So um, really enjoyed that.
All right, fantastic. So, quick questions then about kind of the process in terms of walking through. We saw the Figma things, and so then talk to us about the breakdown of the different Figma elements and how you guys use those as a team.
Okay. So for the Figma, I tried to make it kind of like a BuzzFeed personality test, and then as a team, we just had to kind of implement it together. So I tried to make everything arranged properly, and then I tried to keep all of the elements to the same box so that it would be easy to code in the future. Wouldn't be too much to fix. And then I also put down here all of the references for our media queries.
Oh,
So, in terms of like, challenges, right? Talk to me about the challenges you guys faced.
So one of our challenges is that one of our team members did have a family emergency, so it took us down a person. So that was challenging as to how much we could actually accomplish in the time frame, which is why we cut down so much. Other challenges that I can think of were mainly just getting those radio buttons to work without breaking the entire layout. It took a couple tries to get it to work effortlessly without breaking one card or the other.
And so this is the Figma, but do you guys have the site up or is it just local?
It's up. It's on GitHub pages.
Would you have a minute to maybe like show us that so we could see those radio buttons in all their glory?
I have an ultra wide screen, so it only looks right on the 1440 in this setting.
Okay, so
John
maybe
might have
not
a
you.
smaller
I was going to say
screen.
maybe John.
Yeah, I'll
Sorry.
share it. Hang on.
You and your ultra wide screens.
So
Jeez.
sorry.
I mean, if you've gone through all the time and effort to make those radio buttons work.
Okay. Can you guys see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so it's the CSS and stuff like that that's changes the cursor into into the hand, like you want to do, so that users know that they can actually click it, and it does but when you click on the images, you see a red border that comes up. It kind of comes forward as you as you click them, and it only allow you to click one, thanks to in the HTML, all of the radio buttons being named the same thing. But the other thing that I implemented with the JavaScript is kind of some error handling. So if you don't have anything clicked, if you try to submit just nothing, it'll tell you, you have to pick something. Or if you go to like send a text message without picking something, it'll tell you that too. So I wanted to kind of handle cases where people would be trying to break it, trying to see what could happen, because that's what I like to do with my projects, is like, how can I break my own thing, and then how can I fix it? But yeah, I mean, at this stage, there is more that I know Anna and I both wanted to do with it. Like she said, the time constraints and the challenges of issues going on out of anybody's control, but tried to do the best that we could with the time and abilities that we had on the team. But yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. Yeah, the only other challenge was, like I said earlier, with the SMS API. I actually had to reach out to support, and they were like, "Yeah, you can't actually do that." Okay, all right. So always fun dealing with third parties like that. So yeah.
Fantastic. Look, you guys did a great job. 5 days and having team members, your capacity being down is real, because life happens, right? And so I think you guys did an amazing amount of work with being able to get what you were able to get out, working and up and going. So, kudos to your commitment to getting a finished product out. All right, so that is our Eros crew with Anna Matos. Anna Mateos is a different friend of mine. John Sorda, Devin Bassar, and then Jamari Boyd. And then our last group for the evening is Cupid's crew, and that is Darylyn Piguero, Andres Lawson, Pavel Zobov, and Marku Pakleb.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Andres, presenting for Cupid's Crew, our project, Valentine's Day's Funkies, and this is an application where you, depends on what you like, you will answer the questions, and then at the end, it will allow you to start over. We approach the project, we schedule a meeting, and the time that we had, we get together. We had one man down on our team as well. We try to keep it simple. We try to get mastered the form and the functionality. All of us get our hands together on the project. One came up with ideas, another one's CSS, but it was actually a nice experience interacting through Discord, GitHub, and pushing and pulling all those changes. We try to stick to the design tips and try to keep the console clean as far as we can, and shout out to my team. They did such a good job. I enjoy a lot work with them, and that's pretty much it. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. So let's talk about maybe of those click elements that you guys have there with your quiz. Can you talk about what kind of functionality you guys built in there?
Well, they let me show you in the code with
I would
create the
love that.
element. We actually came up with the idea and basically build it. We try to keep it simple, plain Java, so understandable for all of us, and our friend Pasha came up with the BEM structure methodology, and the button has simple functionality. Just go to the next question, and this button start over. You just recycle back, and yeah, that's pretty much it. The functionality for those buttons.
Really
And
cool. I love the
yeah,
hover effect that's there.
they insert the script and the template for the HTML.
And so you guys as a team, now I know the rest of them couldn't be here tonight, and that's okay. But for you guys as a team, how far along are all of you into the program? Like what sprint are you guys on?
I think Darlene's it's on 5 or 4. I just recently graduate, and Pasha it's on 6 as well. It's around the same as Darlene. So yeah.
So then how was it in terms of a team dynamic working with so many different levels? Because, when you get hired into a job, right, you are going to be on a team with lots of different skill levels of different things. And so
Yeah.
how was that?
Yeah, during the meeting, we agreed to keep it simple. I mean, I try to came up with some other designs, trying to make something different, use React, use build this and that. But we decided to, because of the time that we had, just keep it simple and try to do it the right way, and instead of complicate stuff.
Yeah. And then also let's talk about like, how did you guys organize across time zones? Did you guys decide to do just Discord only? Did you use video? What did you guys do?
At first, our first meeting was a Zoom meeting, so we had the chance to share ideas and on the screens and everything. And then we were just back and forward in Discord, and I'm currently living in Utah, so it's mountain time. But I realized that one day I was texting on Discord too late for them, and I was kind of embarrassing, but they were just fine. Like I said, I laugh and I enjoy just work with them because they were super pretty nice.
No, I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, being in the mountain time zone, trying to work East Coast hours can be difficult, but I've never met a developer that wasn't a night owl. So I'm sure it was okay.
Yeah.
Well, this looks great. Thank you guys so very much for presenting. I very much appreciate it. All right, so that is Cupid's Crew with Darylyn Pagero, Andreas Lawson, Pavels Zobov, and Marku Kleb. And that is our last team for the night. So I'm going to take all of these into consideration and see which one will keep me out of the doghouse with Mr. Hall. Kidding. I'm not in the doghouse. I don't even have a doghouse. All right, back to our Valentines. So thank you guys very much for all of you that participated. It takes a lot of courage and a lot of dedication to come out here and show everybody on the internet what you've been working on, especially when you guys have been working so hard, but also during your normal program. So thank you again for all of your courage. And for all of us here at TripleTen and for the February Code Jam, thank you so much for all of you watching at home and watching this recording back later. All of our students and viewers, please comment either below on the YouTube or if you're a student of ours in the Discord and let us know which project was your favorite. The results and the winners are going to be announced on February 26th in the Discord channel and on our socials. I want to send a special thanks to all of the folks behind the scenes who make all of these things work. And that's Devin, Elena, Alyssa, Olivia, Anastasia, and Dennis. And thank you again to all the participants. My name is Tiffany Hall. You can find me at Tiffany Codes on Instagram, and you can probably find my cat in front of his food bowl. Thanks again, and thank you so much for watching.